evening. This is the market update for buy sell short for Thursday, May 24th. A lot of chop over the last couple of days, but as you can see from the 15-minute chart, that free fall that we've been in over the last 3 weeks could potentially have come to an end. Over the last couple of days, we've seen a nice little rebound, really since Friday, coupled with some, for lack of a better word, bullshit dips based on European nonsense that out of the blue reversed to the upside. We had that big sell-off yesterday. I was pounding the table saying, it was a bogus sell-off, that they were just setting us up for a bounce, and then we had a fat bounce into the close. Same thing today. Looked like we were going to sell off big, and nice fat bounce into the close again today. Tomorrow, last day of the trading week, plus we have a long weekend. Market is closed on Monday for Memorial Weekend. We are still waiting to get that golden cross on the 15-minute chart. We could see that potentially happen tomorrow, especially if we get upside break through 550. We could see that going into tomorrow. Typically, the market does pretty well in the days right before and after Memorial Weekend. So let's see if that is the case again. Indice charts, actually, let's start off with the Dow daily chart. You can see we are still waiting. Our bounce target is a move back to the 20-day exponential. That is up there at the 12,700 level. The little trend I mentioned a few days ago on the MACD, as you can see, it is so far so good. We are rebounding nicely. We could be looking at a positive MACD early next week. Stochastics are coming out of the basement. We've got that MACD reversal. RSI is coming out of oversold conditions. I like the setup here, even though we've got some scary little candles here and wicks, but that's more of the robots just running around trying to stop traders out. The SPY, SPY, S&P 500 actually has a better chart. It's been holding up much better than the Dow. We're still waiting for that move up to the 1340 plus area and then really up to 137. 1370, which, that's 50 points higher, and we could see that rather quickly, especially if the sentiment starts to turn. RSR, stochastics coming out of the basement, up through 20, which is what I love to see, and our SPY calls that we picked up at the bottom on Friday doing very, very well over the last couple of days. Nice shakeout yesterday, and then ended up printing new highs today, so very nice action there. Russell 2K has been holding above its 200-day moving average. And as a side note, I sent out a trading alert today. Woohoo! Set off the fireworks here. It's been, a month since we felt it was okay to actually jump into something anyway sort of swingish. Really over the last month, based on some momentum. We'll jump into that a little bit later. But I'm seeing some very nice action in the small caps. Biotech stocks on fire. Granted, a lot of the fire is driven by madness. Case in point, ROSG up, 1,000% over the last week. But that is kind of the action that we need to light up the biotechs, which have been asleep all year. And we've got the ASCO, the Big Cancer Conference, next week. So I'm starting to see some biotechs move, and we're going to get into it a little bit later. Actually, let's jump into it now. This is a stock we jumped into late in the day, ABIO. We've played it in the past. Now, something has changed in this market recently, and for the longest time, I know I've had traders in the chat room going, I'm not buying ABC because ABC doesn't have a whole lot of volume. Well, you know what's moving in this market right now? Stocks that don't have a whole lot of volume, that get a reason to run, and then the volume comes in, and they go kaboom! And the funny thing about this market is traders won't buy here at 41 cents, but a stock at 60 cents, up 50% on the day, they are fighting themselves to get into it. Look at ROSG over the last week. Hardly anyone was buying it here. 7 days later, they chased it at $24 today. Reason for ABIO, it's a genetic play. Those were the big movers today. Genome, VRML, Gene, Gene, etc. Big movers. Even one of our trading alerts that we jumped into today, I know, does DNA biotech stuff. And nice little breakout here. Penny Bio is actually doing very, very well over the last couple of days. RSI out of 30. 50-day, 200-day moving average up here at 56, 57. Positive MACD cross. Lots of cash. Per the earnings report a week or so ago, they said they had enough cash until Q3 of 2013. So dilution risk is greatly diminished here. Nice little chart. We got that little wick up to the 20-day exponential before the retrace. But I'm getting ready to start swinging into some of these beaten down biotech stocks. What we need to slap this market out of its malaise in small cap land is a good, crazy biotech mania. And I'm starting to see some signs of that potentially happening. Seeing some stocks that I want to get into that I've been watching for days just explode. And that's typically a signal to me, at least it has been over the last decade, to start really paying close attention to these kind of stocks. I know 43 cents stops, 56 cents target, decent risk reward with peers moving nicely. As I mentioned, we jumped into ABIO, 52, 53 cents on the breakout into the close, and right on the bell we had a big swoosh of buying that took us up to the 60s and after hours on pretty decent block buying. So this one may be pretty active tomorrow. I would not be surprised if they put a run on this stock. It's low volume, low float. That's exactly what traders have been liking recently. RSI, MACD, stochastics, all nice little trend breaks here. And this one could do very, very well near term. VRML, Popper Scan on fire today. Monster winners on it. VRML was one of those, and this one just kept going and going and going. And actually ended up trapping a lot of guys who've gotten used to shorting the spikes on this stock, and that is why you saw this stock sprint to its highs today. Another testing kind of stock. But our play on this one is one we played a little while ago. Neuro. You'll recall these guys have a diabetic test, and that it's in Walmart right now. This one got volume out of the blue today. And you'll note they had a range break on this one yesterday, and then today it looks to break out. I know it's frustrating seeing this kind of action, but you typically see action like this on Ranger stocks right before they go on crazy moves. This one closed right below its breakout today. A competitor or a peer of VRML, low volume stock, 75 cents, and they could really chase this one higher. Chart looks really, really nice here in my opinion, and 83, 88 plus could easily and quickly be seen on this one if it gets any sort of volume and a bust through 75 cents tomorrow. YMI, cancer biotech stock, is heating up. We jumped into this one yesterday. Actually, we've been playing it really over the last week or so. Jumped into it late yesterday, 194. Broke through resistance at 210 and closed right at it at the close. A breakthrough 215 tomorrow, and you could really see them start to chase this cancer play. And this one also tends to run when the gene stock runs, or when the genome, DNA, etc. stocks start to run. It just does. I don't really see the connection, but it runs, and that's all we really care about. Could be a potentially big day on this one tomorrow. 240s would not surprise me, and this one also has ASCO next week to prime the pump for a run. A nice little breakout here, and over the next couple of days could be really, really nice. ACLS, look at this baby. Essentially no real bounce, down 80 plus cents over the last week. After hours, they reiterated their guidance. Very, very good. 20-day exponential is at 117. The stock has not touched its 20-day in 2 months and is 20% below it. That's about as extreme as it gets for this stock. RSI is getting ready to break up through 30. Positive MACD cross. Stochastics in the basement. This one has very, very nice upside here. 105 break sets this puppy free. And this is a stock that when stocks really start to move, and I think we could be on the cusp of seeing some very nice small cap moves, this is a stock that usually regains all of the losses it had in any sort of market downturn. So this one could be a nice little play here. To give you an example of what I'm talking about, this was the big market sell-off for the debt crisis crap back last August. It went from 190 to 125, and then it power popped up to that 150 level. We have yet to see. I mean, this is one of the biggest dips I've seen in this stock in a long time without any sort of big, meaningful bounce. And you can see whenever ACLS has big sell-offs, it has big rebounds. One is coming here very, very soon. Hopefully we'll see it start to move tomorrow. Reiterated guidance, that should light this baby up. So that's it for the Pop Scan. We've got some nice biotech setups. Going to be our focus. I'm looking to starting to swing a couple of plays here. Liking the action out there. Our SPY calls are doing very, very nice. We're still playing half positions, but I'm inclined now to start adding to those positions and holding more positions overnight. So time to dip the toes into the water here. I like what I see in the market, and hopefully that should correspond to some very nice gains in the near term. That's it for the video. Any questions, just shoot me an email, feedback@buysellshort.com or .net. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the chat room tomorrow. Good night.